Hey everyone, how you doing? This is Amon Green, Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing, and you're watching Packers Total Access Live, your daily source for Packer content. Go Pack, go!
What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access. My name is Clayton. You can check us out on Packernet.com. Find me on Twitter at Packers_Access. Just want to bring you guys some breaking news as we've got details on the Devonte Wyatt injury that we spoke about that obviously occurred in the matchup against the Detroit Lions. So we're going to give you everything we know in that regard. We'll also give you a quick little snap count review from yesterday's game that might kind of give us a little bit of a preview as to who will pick up these snaps as Devonte Wyatt's going to be out for a significant amount of time. So just wanted to kind of hop in here. We got another live stream that's going to be starting in roughly 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes. My goodness. We're going to be doing a live watch party for the Bears-Eagles game. So if you guys don't have anything going on this afternoon, if you're hanging out at the house and there's a lot of football on, hop in here and let's chat it up. Let's talk about the Bears and Eagles in real time, play-by-play, and we'll just kind of be giving insight. We'll be talking playoff scenario, the whole 9 yards. Before we get into all that, if you guys would, do that YouTube stuff for me. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us a part of your afternoon. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We're fans just like you, talking Packers on the daily. So make sure you hit that like, that subscribe, and click the bell icon so you're notified when we go live in the future, like the watch party we're going to be doing here in less than 30 minutes, watching the Bears and the Eagles. Let's jump into it. Devonte Wyatt, obviously, after the game yesterday in the press conference, Rob Demovsky had tweeted out Matt LaFleur's quote. Packers coach Matt LaFleur on Devonte Wyatt's ankle injury, quote, "It doesn't look good, guys. I'm sick for him. I'm sick for us. I mean, that's a critical loss for our football team, for our defense, obviously." So we all kind of suspected the worst, right? Expected the worst, I should say. And it sounds like it's pretty bad. We had an update just a few seconds ago, or a few minutes ago, I should say. We had, I believe it was Ian Rappaport tweeted out a little bit more detail on the injury. Okay. So, there were some people saying, was it the knee? Was it the ankle? We were hearing more rumble about it being the ankle than the knee. So that kind of makes you go, okay, if you think ankle injury or knee injury, maybe it's not as bad as it could be. However, it is an ankle. And Ian Rappaport tweeted out, defensive lineman Devonte Wyatt, who was carted off in yesterday's win over the Lions, suffered a fractured ankle, per me and Tom Pelissero. Coach Matt LaFleur said post-game that it didn't look good, indicating a major injury. Wyatt's season is expected to be over. Okay, so obviously not a whole lot of detail there other than it was a fractured ankle, and Wyatt's season is expected to be over. I mean, it's not like, yes, it's definitely over, but Ian's not going to say that unless there's a high probability that his season is over. So, again, tough news for the Packers. What does it mean for this defense moving forward? Listen, the fact that it's happening on the defensive side of the ball as opposed to the offensive side makes you feel a little bit better. Although the offense did put together a nice performance yesterday, the defense gave up a significant amount of points to the Lions there on the road on Thanksgiving Day. When you look at the PFF grades, let's try to find a positive here. When you look at the PFF grades of Devonte Wyatt, he's not showing like this elite football player, right? Now, does PFF understand exactly what Jeff Hafley wants to do with him in the scheme and what his exact assignments are, and when it's a touch spy, when it's something where it's more of a cage rush than a true pass rush? And we've been very vocal about that in the past when it comes to PFF's grading and things like that, because they're not completely transparent. They won't show you he got this grade on this play, right? And if they did that, we could go watch that play and go, oh, yeah, they graded that wrong. Or, no, I agree with it. We got it right. But with that being said, Devonte Wyatt has graded out kind of like a mediocre defensive lineman. Now, myself included, and I think the majority of people that watch the tape go, he's a difference maker. When you look at the numbers statistically from a team standpoint, when Devonte Wyatt was with the defense early in the season, they played really, really good. He got injured, left. I felt like the defense slumped a little bit. Wasn't bad, but slumped a little bit. And then he comes back and boom, it seemed like it was firing on all cylinders again. Now, yesterday, I wouldn't say it was firing on all cylinders anytime you give up that many points. However, the pass rush was there. You seen Wyatt clear the pocket a couple times and push the pocket and all that. Felt like the interior pass rush kind of disappeared a little bit after Wyatt left. And I will say this, they can put Micah in that Joker 1 spot, which we actually seen him playing a wide 9 or a 7 tech left, and they done a TE stunt and let him essentially end up in the A gap where he loops over in the A gap behind the defensive tackles that kind of crash in. So there's other ways you can push the middle of the pocket like you want to do against a quarterback like Jared Goff. So again, it's just a tough look. And obviously, thoughts and prayers up to Devonte Wyatt. You could tell how much his teammates love him. You could tell he brings a certain level of energy to the team. He had a lot of former Georgia Bulldogs on this team, so it's very vital that he's there. I hope he's around the majority of the time. Now, sometimes with these surgeries, things like that, whatever surgery ends up having, you're limited on how much you can fly. So maybe you're not in an away game. Maybe you're not here. You're not there. Maybe it's better for him to fly back to wherever his home is and do rehab there and kind of recover there. I hope that it's not so bad that he can't be around the team every week, because I do think he can still provide a little bit of leadership there and obviously insight into the current week's game plan, if that makes sense, kind of help some of the younger guys. Now, let's shift gears and let's talk about who may get those snaps. And there's no better way of doing this, in my opinion, than to just jump into the recent snap count, as we had tweeted this out earlier. Packers versus Lions snap count takeaways. Number one, it looks like it will be Wooden and Brinson moving forward without Wyatt. Number two, Anthony Belton may be taking over full-time at right guard. And number three, Luke Musgrave played the majority of the snaps over the other tight ends, although it could be scheme or slash matchup related. So when you look at the snaps here, see if I can get it zoomed in a little bit better. That's probably about as good as I can do. I apologize, gang. Maybe if I go back here, we can go in a little bit further. Probably a little bit easier. So I'll just read it to you. The reason I think it'll probably be Wooden and Brinson moving forward, unless this was just scheme related, right? It could be something that they really like Brinson against the Lions, as opposed to maybe in another game they may like Stackhouse a little bit more than Brinson, or maybe in another game they would like, insert whoever. When Carl Brooks is back healthy, he'll fill a role. That's another thing too. Like we're missing the guy who essentially was our backup 1 tech last year. Whenever Kenny Clark would come out of the game for a breather. And then if Kenny and Carl ended up in the rotation on the field at the same time, you would see Carl play 3 tech, right? Once earlier this year, we actually seen Carl kick out to defensive end at edge, playing kind of a 6 tech, if you will, or a 4 to 5 tech. So with all that being said, we get Carl Brooks back, maybe it won't be as bad, right? But right now, as it sits, it looks like the snap count in terms of defensive linemen, and we'll focus on interior defensive linemen, not the edge defenders. Devonte Wyatt, 45 snaps. Kobe Wooden, 38 snaps. Warren Brinson, 32 snaps. And then you've got to go all the way down to Stackhouse with only 5 snaps. So if I had to guess, just based off the recent snap count, if Carl Brooks is not healthy, right, if he's not ready to go sooner rather than later, then you're probably going to see Kobe Wooden playing the nose and Warren Brinson playing the 3 tech. Now, maybe they'll shift that around a little bit. Maybe they'll say, okay, instead of putting Brinson in the 1 tech or in the 3 tech, how about we keep Kobe Wooden on the field in the 1 tech, or actually maybe kick Kobe Wooden over to 3 tech and potentially bring Stackhouse in to play 1 tech if it's a run-heavy team, because we know Stackhouse a little bit bigger guy. If I remember correctly, he's bigger than Brinson. You guys correct me on that if I'm wrong. But that's kind of how I see it shaking out. Now, the other thing is you're going to be getting LVN back soon. And if he is fully healthy, he's going to eat up some 3 tech snaps when you're in pass rush situations. So maybe it's something that they press into LVN and Igbare playing, what we call the cheetah 55 or the cheetah 90, whatever, right? They'll be playing that cheetah position where essentially you've only got 1 interior defensive lineman. If that's the case, I would imagine in those sets, Kobe Wooden would be on the field, and then you would have either Enigbare or LVN, if he's healthy, playing that 3 tech. And then, of course, you'll have Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary on the outside as well. So it's just something we got to kind of monitor moving forward. Based off of the snap counts from yesterday, that's how I would kind of predict this thing shaking out. So it's going to be interesting again. And let's go to the chat here, see what everybody's saying. We got Caldwell Corner in the house, Victory Friday plus Bears Hate Watch. Life can't get any better, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be absolutely awesome. It is going to be a blast. We got Tyler in the house, says go Pack go. Caterpillar in the house says, do we have a Toyotathon doctor on staff? Amen, man. Can we get a little bit of that Toyotathon magic in the health department here at 1265, man? Blake in the chat said Christian Wilkins, Montravius Adams, Dean Lowry, and others are out there. I wouldn't hate adding one more body in the interior, just like the year we got Snacks Harrison. That's a great point, Blake. You probably going to have to add a body, right? Now, will they jump right in the starting role, or will it be something that Goody pulls out his draft sheet, his draft board, and goes, okay, here are the available defensive tackles, interior defensive linemen that we had the highest draft grade on. So let's bring them in for a tryout. Let's bring these 3 guys in on a tryout. Of the guys that are available, obviously, with the highest draft grade. They may go that route and put them in on the practice squad and look to try to get them activated and rotated in from time to time rather than going for a bigger name. Montravius Adams, I don't know. We could dive into that a little bit later if you guys want. Dean Lowry, that's kind of a no for me, dog. And Christian Wilkins, you guys know, if he hadn't got ran out of Vegas with all the weird activity that he is allegedly done, I'll be all about Christian Wilkins. But the problem there is the off the field stuff, obviously. So it's not as easy as just, hey, let's go sign the best player, right? Let's see here. Blake in the chat says Brinson and Stackhouse have been stepping up, though. I agree. I'm not like overly concerned. And again, it's not like the most important position as the way that Hafley is playing this defense. Because again, you guys know I always talk about 3 tech is more important than nose, right? So Devonte Wyatt was our 3 tech. And I do consider it a tier 1 position of importance. However, this year, what we've been doing is kicking Devonte, who's normally the kind of the staple 3 tech, and kind of kicking him over to like a 4-eye or even a 3 tech on the opposite side, and then bringing in a pass rusher at 3 tech. So I think if those guys can work by committee and we can lean into the cheetah package a little bit, we may be okay there, right? So I'm not overly concerned. It just sucks, though, because Devonte Wyatt was playing really good play. And thank God he got that 5th-year option from his standpoint, obviously. That way he got a little bit of guaranteed money. He's guaranteed that next year. To the best of my knowledge, nothing voids there. So it's not like, oh, crap, this happened in my contract year. Now I'm screwed. That 5th-year option is guaranteed, all of it, for next year, if I remember correctly. So Chester in the chat says, sometimes a fractured ankle can be better than a severe sprain. So my doctor told me after a snow skiing debacle, quote, debacle. And again, man, maybe we look up in a few weeks and go, man, we dodged a bullet, right? Based off everybody's reaction, Matt LaFleur's reaction, and kind of what Ian Rappaport said in that tweet, Adam Schefter, the same thing. It sounds like they're expecting him to be done for the year. So, yeah. And Chester said long-term. I mean, I got you, buddy. I got you. So that's kind of what we're looking at here, gang. That is. Respect Orange's Christian Wilkins would be a hell of a story. Hopefully not the kind of comeback Wilkins is used to. So, okay, all right. Keyron in the chat says, victory Friday, but bittersweet. But Brinson and Stackhouse need to understand this is their time. That's a great point, Keyron. Like, might get into a situation with these 2 young whippersnappers where they go, you know what? This is my shot to shine. And maybe we look back and go, man, it was that Wyatt injury that really let us know and uncover that these 2 cats or this one guy was a lot better than we expected, right? And again, we always say next man up, and it's good. They're going to get their opportunity. I believe that. They'll definitely get first dibs on it. Now, if they struggle, maybe we bring somebody in like you guys were talking about, a Montravius Adams or potentially Christian Wilkins, somebody like that. So anyway, that's what we got. Yeah, I'm with you, Jay. I completely agree with your take there. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but just know I understand what you're saying there, sir. So let us know in the comments if you're watching this back later. I just want to get you guys a quick little update on the latest information around Devonte Wyatt. Let us know in the comments, how concerned are you? Are there any other names out there that we're overlooking? Hey, I'd like us to go out and try to give this guy a shot. We want to hear from you. So make sure you do that. And make sure you hit subscribe if you're new here. Click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live in the future. Everybody live, watching it back later, please do me a big favor. Hit that like button. It helps more than you know. And, yeah, we'll be going live here in probably give me a few minutes. I may be a few minutes late. Let everybody know in the chat. We have it set for a 1:45 for the Bears-Eagles watch party that we're going to be doing live. So look for it to be a few minutes late. Let me get this stuff edited. I want to get this podcast out to everyone over at PackerNet so they can have the latest information as well. So appreciate y'all jumping in here. We'll see you in just a few minutes for the Bears-Eagles watch party. As always, yeah, let's go out and be the change we want to see in the world. My name's Clayton. This is PTA. Go Pack, go.
Here we go.
Bye, guys.